I will jail parents who enroll children into Amajiris system, Rufai said. Governor Nasser Rufai of Kaduna State has warned that parents who enroll their children into the Amajiri education system stand the risk of prosecution and up to 2 years jail. He stated this in Kaduna when he visited some 200 Amajiri children repatriated from Nasarawa State and undergoing rehabilitation and optical screening at Government College, Komin, Mashi, Kaduna yesterday. Amajiri are children enrolled to be taught Islamic knowledge under Islamic cleric, but who loiter on the street with bowls begging for alms and food. The governor also said any Islamic cleric who enroll any child into the Amajiri system would also be prosecuted, jailed, and fined 100,000 or 200,000 per child. He said all the Amajiri pupils repatriated from other states of the country were indigents of the state, adding that the government will give them all the opportunities they deserve to grow and develop. Rufai expressed satisfaction with the ongoing transformation of the Amajiri pupils from hopelessness to hope and confidence. According to him, the state has a responsibility to do whatever it can to give them hope and a better future. We will therefore continue to take delivery of every Amajiri pupil indigenous to Kaduna State for rehabilitation, treatment, and enrollment into formal school nearest to where their parents live. We will continue to do this until we clear Kaduna State of the menace of Amajiri system, which is not education but the abuse of privilege and future of a child. Our ultimate goal is for them to acquire formal education without depriving them of the opportunity to acquire Quranic education. They will continue their Quranic education but under the care of their parents and not under someone who does not know them or paid to look after them. He explained that the Ministry of Human Services and Social Development, MHSSD, along with UNICEF, would closely monitor them and ensure that no child would leave his locality until he finished primary and junior secondary school. The governor stressed that every child in Kaduna State must get 12 years free and compulsory primary and secondary school education. Those that cannot proceed to senior secondary school will have the opportunity to go to vocational school, also free. As such, no parent has any excuse for his child not to go to school, Rufai said. He thanked MHSSD and other state agencies for the commitment and passion for the welfare of the children. Thank you for listening to this news. That's just it, my viewers. That's just it. Perfect. Excellent. Good observation. I think this is the very first time Governor Rufai has ever taken the right decision or taken the right observation. The very first time. The very first time I've heard him take a very positive step. You can imagine what a brilliant step. This is what's supposed to have been done for a very long time. This is what the Northerners supposed to have embraced. Instead, they choose to embrace religion. They choose to embrace Islamic. Yes, no one is saying that you should forget your religion. But at least Western education is very, very paramount, very, very important. It's significant. It is very, very significant in the life of every child. Any child that does not key into Western education, believe you me, that child is becoming a non-entity to the society. You will become a nuisance and a waste to the society. How do you expect that child to future well in the midst of its peers? How do you expect that child to future perfectly, to practice positive thinking in the midst of his peers? That child will be deprived of so many privilege even as he grows up, because he has not been privileged to acquire that Western education. This is what the Northerners supposed to have embraced for a very long time. But their predecessors passed the wrong message to them. They made them to believe that Western education is a waste of time. Can you imagine? I say that this pandemic is going to bring a lot of changes and transformation to this country. You can see it's happening. And who says that the decision of the Easterners is not a good one? If the Easterners have accepted these Amajiris into the states, if they haven't taken the decision of repatriating them back to the north, the Northerners wouldn't have known the importance of these children and the importance of sending them to school. You see, one thing that is paining me so much in our northern leaders is that they know the truth, but they are shying away from the truth. Instead, they choose to pass the truth to their own personal children, while to the children of the public, they pass the wrong message to them. They pass the wrong message to them. They make them to be a waste to the society, to be a non-entity to the society, while their own children becomes something useful and well recognized in the society. They spend their time and their income sending their own children to the best of school outside the country. You can imagine, many of these northern leaders, most of them, their children receive education in the international country. Look at President Buhari. Look at him that said that Western education is a waste. Which of his children are not graduates? Almost all his children got their education in the international country. Of recent, a daughter graduated with a first class in one of the universities in abroad. Now she is representing. Now she has been given a position in Aso Rock. If she has not, if President Buhari has not taken his time and gave this child a good education, could this child be able to get the opportunity to work in Aso Rock, or be given that the position that that has just been given to her now in Aso Rock? You see this President Buhari. You see, he's saying that Western education is a waste and is not important, but his own children got the best of education. You can see that this man is very, very biased. The same thing happens to other northern leaders, governors, senators, ministers. Check them. Whereas they allow these poor children to roam around, to roam the streets with bowls, begging. Not that they cannot afford the money to give these children the support that they deserve. Not that they don't have the money to stand for these children. I am ashamed of these northern leaders. I am ashamed of them. They are wicked and selfish. They pay